Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Brand Pitch. This week we're joined by Ronald Brouwer, who is one of the co-owners of Inside Hockey. You may know Inside Hockey from their coaching materials available on Instagram, but they have now expanded into the world of hockey. So Ronald, thank you very much for joining us. Getting started, you're obviously quite big on social media with Inside Hockey. So I'd like to talk a little bit about how Inside Hockey got started.
Yeah, anytime. Inside Hockey started back in 2016 when I was playing for Bruxgada in Belgium together with Shea McAleese, Blackstick hockey player, still playing actually and preparing for the Tokyo Olympics. Started playing together, lived together for a little bit in Antwerp. I was still living in Holland with my family, 3 kids, but needed to train. I stayed over because I couldn't get home anymore after training. So lived with him for 2 years on and off, and started chatting, of course, and we share the same vision on helping others grow, wanting to share all the experience we've had in our long careers. Both having played on the international level for a very long time. I've got 220 games, and Shea, I think he's over 300 already. But we feel it as duty is maybe a little bit heavy, but if you have so much experience, it's nice to share and to help others, achieving their goals. So that's when we started and thinking about, okay, how can we use our knowledge, and started thinking about, okay, let's just start video, start sharing all the techniques we've learned so far and that has brought us so far, that are really game specific. So no special tricks, like that is nice to learn off the pitch, but really techniques that you can actually use in games, and that helped us so much. So we started recording videos of techniques. Started with, I think, some 20 or 15 to 20 technique videos, and just thought, okay, let's just drop them on social media and see what happens, see what other people think of it. And that's when it happened. And basically, the tags that we use, commit, improve, succeed, is something that's really dear to us. You always have to work hard to get somewhere. And you always, in our vision, you need to be humble on the position you have, but also in helping others, in always being respectful. So those items are really important to us, and that also. You see also that in when we just started launching our stick range, is all with trying to helping others achieve something that they maybe deem impossible, but at least share our knowledge on that part. So that's a bit how it started in 2016.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Your choice of words, you said you felt like you had a duty to pass on these game-specific skills. Was that in response to seeing a lot of the out-of-game skills that were becoming really popular on social media? So things like the air juggling compilations that I'm sure everyone has seen across social media constantly.
We didn't start on social media in response of someone else or some other channel, but really because we train together. We try to help the team grow, share all our knowledge to the other younger people that came onto the team, but also how do you look at games, how do you look at opponents, how do you build teams that can perform at their utmost best. All these things we really relate together, and we really found each other in how you go about that. And that's what we mean with the duty. And it's if you've experienced so much, we've traveled the world, we've seen a lot. Played in I played in finals, in Olympic finals. On the highest level. There's a few people that are able to experience that, and there's so many people that don't have access to high level players or international players. So yeah, for us that was like, okay, we've been so lucky in being able to experience this. It's just nice to share that and give that back to other people that are not as fortunate as we are to play on that level. So yeah, it's so duty is maybe a bit heavy, but it's definitely we felt as a how I also see a lot of players that quit and then go about their regular careers and start a family or do something totally different, which is fine, of course, but it's a pity that you lose all that experience that can help grow others on a personal level, but also can grow the game.
No, that's really interesting. So you just touched on it, the launch of your stick range. So why did you choose to launch a stick range now?
We've been thinking about that for a while. Before the interview, we had a little chat about it takes a lot of effort, and we've started without a revenue point of view. It's we really believe that you need to have a vision instead of a goal to achieve like a certain amount per year or whatever. It's all based about a vision and something that intrinsically drives you before doing anything else. So doing this for so many years, filming so much, I think we're about between 100 and 200 technique videos further that we still want to launch. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. Next to, well, I've got a family with 3 kids. Shay has kids. We both have another job on the side. Shay and I are both playing still. I'm a part of the Dutch national hockey team, so there's a lot going on. And we thought, okay, if we want to still keep doing this, then we need to monetize it in some way to be able to uphold our company in that way. But also we want to make this bigger. As time grew, also our vision grew, and we really want to help less fortunate communities and do something back. And with the launch of the sticks, and we have a lot of experience in playing and what is good quality, but also that gives us a platform to give something back instead of only looking at sticks or at hockey in that sense. But that's also why the vision around the stick for us is really important. The give a stick and plant a tree hashtags we use, giving back to communities that are less fortunate, be it local, be it in third world countries, but also doing something back for the environment. So planting a tree, for instance, for every stick, but we're thinking about a lot more in that area as well. So it's all about the vision for us and how we can contribute to that.
Okay. And you touched on it there, the hashtag give a stick. So if I'm remembering correctly, that's for every stick that is purchased, you're donating to players in less fortunate areas. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have a couple of collaborations started. So in New Zealand, for instance, there's a lot of local communities that are less fortunate, and it's a way for us, through hockey to give back to those communities. So being able to play sports and to have the equipment to do so. So it can be local in that sense, but we're also talking to NGOs that work in, for instance, Africa, India, so that you all can also give back to those communities. So I think it can be various initiatives, and we're open to any initiative that's out there to help them and through our sport help communities thrive in a sense. And that might be through sports, but in the end, if you look at, for instance, Africa, communities that that don't get a education, for instance, that's also something that together with NGOs we can work with. So that for us, that's the give a stick is a way or a means to achieve something bigger in that sense. So we're actually I just talked today with the NGO to collaborate on this, and then not only giving a stick, but also trying to donate resources so that, for instance, trainers can have an education, or kids can have an education next to playing hockey. It's for us, it's a means to give back to the community in that sense.
Okay, so it's a hashtag to kind of summarize everything, but it's so much bigger than what the hashtag is. So it's not just giving a stick; it's giving education, it's giving opportunities. That's great.
Definitely. So indeed, it's giving a stick. So that's the incentive. Okay, for every stick purchase, we give a stick to somebody else, so that he or she that cannot buy a stick, still can play. So it's not only us giving back, but the whole hockey community that is able to buy equipment. It's much bigger than just giving a stick. But there's definitely a vision behind that to help. With all our experience and all the enormous community that we can reach. I think that's a nice incentive in that sense. With with all that we can do, it's nice to give back something.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other hashtag that you use is plant a tree.
Yeah.
And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's for every stick you're planting a local tree.
So that's the other one. So both Shay and I really care for climate. I also did a PhD in coastal engineering, so did a lot of doing research about nature and how to live together with nature, but also I've seen the devastation that climate change can lead to. I think trying to make the world a better place, it needs to start with people, with individuals, and everybody that contributes, it adds up to more. And so for us, next to giving people a chance, I think we also need to care about our environment in that sense. So that's why we want to try to stay CO2 neutral. And this is the first incentive that we started. So for every stick purchase, we plant a tree so that we can also stay CO2 neutral. And then we collaborate with local initiatives that help us. So the plant a tree is with Trees That Count in New Zealand. So they plant new local trees to uphold the ecosystem in that sense. This is definitely something that we want to grow as well in other countries and other continents as well.
That sounds really good. And I think, like you've said there, being CO2 neutral going forward is a great target to kind of hold yourself towards.
Definitely. I think everybody needs to chip in that sense. So everything you can do, you must do. So it's like I said in the beginning, for me and Shay, it's all about the vision, and it's all about what goal you want to reach and how you want to be remembered, and how you help others share that vision. And that's all the actions we do, all the steps we take. We all always think about, okay, where do we want to be? What do we want as a legacy, in a sense, not only for us, but just for the hockey community. I think that's something we as humans need to think about. So
no, absolutely. And with these two initiatives that you're running off the back of the stick sales,
mm-hmm.
is there any plans to add any further incentives as well, or are you going to, rather than trying to kind of have a broad range of incentives, are you going to double down on these two and really get behind them and push them as hard as you can?
Well, the start is trying to push these as hard as we can, because we just launched the range, say, a month ago. That's something that we need to grow. Of course, we started it, we launched it, and we have some collaboration going. Also, some collaborations or discussions with NGOs, trying to build that further on that. But obviously, I mean, when time passes, then new stuff comes up or new ideas pop up. So, but it will always stay related to the vision that you need to give back to communities that are less fortunate, but also think about the future of the Earth in general, and through climate initiatives. So I think for the first part we will continue to focus on these two initiatives and see what else contributes to those. But probably in the future there will be more and different ones. But
Okay, fantastic. And with this new range that as you've just said, you launched about a month ago, am I correct in thinking you've focused on 3 sticks?
Yeah.
So you have water, wind, and earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The water is the 85% carbon mid-bow.
Mm-hmm.
The wind is the 90% carbon low-bow.
Yeah.
And the earth is the 100% carbon extra low-bow. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
I'm glad I remembered those.
It's only 3 sticks.
Yeah. How bad would it have been if I'd have forgotten one of them? So you've gone with the earth theme, or the planet theme of wind, water, and earth.
Mm-hmm.
Is there kind of any decision making behind how you've named them?
Well, as you mentioned, it's with the climate change in mind, and that we need to be proud of, that we're able to live together on this planet. So that's where the ideas come from the sticks. So that's definitely the thought behind it, indeed.
So is there potential for another stick to be launched? Maybe solar as a name?
Well, you give us good ideas. Maybe we need to talk further on this, but no, definitely. So we're already talking to manufacturers and getting new samples in to see where we want to go next. But we chose to start with three different sticks, just to see what our followers like, what the hockey community likes, and also to learn from them. So that's why we chose 3 different molds. We did some research on which ones are most favorite for several players, and then just went for, okay, let's do these 3 different stick ranges with different carbon content, just to also get feedback on them. If you start really big with a big range with all different molds, etc., then it's sometimes difficult to focus in our point of view. So we really wanted to make it light and crisp, and then build from there. So,
and of the 3 sticks that you offer, which one do you use the most?
Well, mold type, I'm used to playing with the mid-bow the most. So I've always had pretty straight sticks to play with a lot of carbon content. I'm a striker that likes to hit a lot. So, a big carbon content for me, really brings power to my shots. So usually that was my type of stick. But now I've turned to the earth one, also because of the carbon content. And I'm trying to, change my game as well. The extreme low bow really helps in 3D skills, and it hits really hard. So for me, that those are important factors. So so I've been changing my preferred stick type a little bit, but on the other hand, I'm not as picky as some players are. So I've tried to learn myself not to be too picky on the type of stick or how it looks like or how it feels. So I've been used to breaking a stick 5 minutes before the game, just take a new one and just go out and play, because I want to be as how do you say? I don't want to be affected by something that you have to do, or with I just wanted to go out there and not be how do you say in English? I don't want the external factors to control me too much. So like I said, I haven't been too picky on my sticks. So I don't need to have a specific weight, a specific mold, a specific carbon content. Just like a more generalistic. Okay, I need a high carbon content for hitting, and the rest is just comes as it comes. Shea is different though.
I was about to say, you've got some very specific brackets for your weight and balance point.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask, does that come from you or your business partner, Shea? But it sounds like it comes from Shea.
Not specifically, but Shea definitely is someone that is picky. He's in that sense, but it's good in a way too. He likes to be prepared. He's always well prepared for every game, every training. Always has his gear, ready to go. 2 days before. So it's it's something that I also learned from. Like you have to, you don't take any chances on equipment. So that's something that I learned from him. But for the range, we just chose a specific areas that we thought was good for the general players, but also for elite players or players that go out there once a week. And then we just made a decision on in our view these are the best ranges to start from. But obviously, if you grow bigger, then it's also easier to extend your range and be more. And cover a broader range in that sense. But based on our experience, these are pretty on point.
And looking at the options available, specifically on the Earth, I noticed that you list 36.5 and 37.5. Are you going to offer 38.5, which I know is growing in popularity?
Yeah. So that's an interesting one, because I've been playing with 37.5 for a long time. I think I was the first one in the Dutch team to play with the 37.5. Besides the long players like Bram Lomans back in the days. But you see, for instance, New Zealand and Australia, that they don't even have I think 36.5. I mean, everybody plays with longer sticks. So it's been a trend for a while now that you play with longer sticks. So I definitely want to add that to our range. But in our to our knowledge, 36 and 37.5 are still the mainstream ones. But definitely, like I said, we want to broaden our range as well, based on what feedback we get and what our customers like to see as well. So so at the moment we don't have them, but definitely something that we'd like to offer in the near future.
And are you going to try and target with the inside range? Are you going to target direct sales, or are you going to start reaching out and establishing a base in hockey stores as well?
For now, we focus on indirect sales, so through social media channels, through targeted audiences, through our camps we coach. Being at clubs, it's a bit different in the Netherlands, for instance. There's a lot of club hockey, whereas for instance, the UK, I think it's more school-based. Same as in New Zealand, it's more school-based. So, but through all these camps and all the people we see, the trainings we give, that's our main focus at this moment. Sorry, I got cut out.
No, it's all right.
So that's our main strategy for the moment. And so shops, we haven't talked to shops yet, because we first want to launch it this way, and especially because of our broad, big fan base on social media. I think that's a good way to start, but also definitely the amount of people we see on the pitch, which is in the end the best advertisement you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. And around these camps that you run, what kind of feedback have you been getting about the range?
The the first thing that most people say, especially with the earth and the wind model, is that it hits really really powerful. Some really powerful shots, which I of course like. This is one of my strengths of my game, but. So that's something that is that we get back. That for hitting power, it's great. And also, like I said, especially with the Earth model, the 3D skills, it's the extreme low ball really helps in being able to lift easily, and that's something that we get as well. So those 2 points are the main things we get back from players and coaches that test the stick.
And what would you say to a player at your camp who is torn between an inside hockey stick and one of the other brands?
That's an interesting question, and maybe this is not even the best answer to give as a company, but in the end, it's not really about the stick to me. It's like I said we talked about it in the beginning. It's about the vision that we want to convey, and pick any stick with the same amount of carbon content, and they might feel a little different on mold type, or it has to suit your own game or something that you are used to. But in the end, you need you can play with 10 sticks. You can play with any 10 sticks. So I think that's not the game changer for us. I mean, I think we have 3 quality sticks that we handpicked. We have really good contacts with the factories in that sense. So that's something that we hands down we know is right. But in the end, I think it's also about what you want to convey to your customers. And that's something that we want to focus on. So yes, our sticks, are great. I really like them. Also, I'm playing with them. And I think anyone who will buy a stick from us is really happy with the way they feel, the way they look. But if you compare to any other brand, especially the big brands, they also have quality sticks. So it's a bit of preference. Some you might think, hey, I like Jamie Dwyer. I'll play with his stick. That's something that's important. But yeah, quality-wise, they are top of the line. And for us, it's all about the vision that we want to create, and that we want to create a community around that. So that you're not only thinking about your own game or your own success, but also think about others. Think about less fortunate communities, about the environment, and think a bit further than only your own little circle of trust in that sense. So that's something definitely important to us.
That's really interesting. So if I can kind of paraphrase a little bit, so you're saying that you're not just investing in the stick, you're investing in the brand, the platform, the vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you have a plan to offer? Do you have a platform that you plan to offer as part of that? So, for example, if you purchase an inside hockey stick, would you potentially get something down the line like priority access to your coaching materials, for example, or early access to booking places on hockey camps?
That's definitely something that we're at the moment working on. So like I mentioned, we have I think around 200 technique videos now, and only published around I think 25 so far on YouTube. But we're rebuilding our platform as a subscription. So definitely, that's something that we want to link together. So also talking to, for instance, FIH to use our platform also for lesser communities that that don't have access to all the international players or knowledge in that sense. But so that also goes both ways. So what we really want to create is a community that uses their investments also to for other means. And yes, it will benefit yourself by playing with good equipment. So it will enhance your own game in a sense, but also at the same cost, also you're helping others, and you're helping the environment and and other communities. And I think that's a good way to think about it. That you can also help others in that sense. So definitely we want to link, selling our sticks, having the knowledge and the skill videos, but also having the power to make a better world on different areas. So that, I think that's all that we think about, and everything we do will center around that.
Okay, that's a really interesting answer. I don't think you would find another brand who would kind of describe it that way. So I think that's really interesting. So
That's definitely how also, we've been there since 2016, so something that we thought about for a long time, and we want to be different in that. So that's, of course we know all the brands that are out there, the big brands, but also you see a lot of smaller brands popping up lately, which is nice. It's nice to have people that want to endeavor on a journey in that sense. So, but we really want to stand out on a different area, and not only purely the equipment or how good the stick is. For us, that's a prerequisite that the equipment we sell, that we manufacture, is of top quality. Because that's what we need ourselves in the game we play. But I think it needs to be bigger than us, bigger than that. So that's why we really focus on the vision.
And within that vision, do you plan to branch out further than sticks? Are you going to look at training equipment and training resources and things that can help a community to build around hockey?
Yeah, and also in collaboration with like I said today, I had a call with an NGO, also trying to give trainers an opportunity to have an education as a trainer, and also being able to live a better life with education. So being able to use our community and through selling sticks to make that happen, I think that's something that we as people need to be looking out for, and that's also something that for Shea and me is really important. That it's not about us all the time. It's about helping others. That's how I play field hockey. For instance, even though I'm the oldest of my team, having a lot of experience, I still run my tackle backs, because I know that if I do this and I can push 5 others to a better performance, that our team will grow. So also through selling our sticks, we can help other people grow, having a better life. And yes, the equipment is a means to that. But it's like I said before, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than only the equipment or only the brand. It's how we look at our something that we control within our reach, so within our team or within our environment. But we want to make that bigger and expand on that, and trying to change something in that sense.
Yeah, like I say, that's a really unique and interesting kind of platform that you're putting across.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested to see where that goes. Yeah,
we as well. And then we start small, so we try to really lay a good foundation for that, and sometimes that takes a little longer, but the vision stays. It has been there since the start, but we've been trying to build that steadily, and we're really happy that we finally launched a stick range that gives us the opportunity also to branch out and to add to that vision that we have.
No, that's really, really interesting. I think that kind of brings us to the end of all the questions I have. Is there anything that you really want to talk about with regards to Inside Hockey? So you've mentioned a subscription model. Mm-hmm. Is that something you want to talk about, or is that something you want to kind of keep on the back burner until it's ready to launch?
No, it's I can mention a few words on that. So that's something that we're working on. I know you've been following us as well, so you saw some of our original content. So we've already showed some of the techniques that we started with a while ago, and we've been working last year on a lot of new series, not only our techniques, but also in collaboration with girls and boys playing more on training, not only on skills but also on how do you say, exercises, with several people. So really trying to expand on not only skills but also on how to play the game. And that's something that we want to that we're bringing out soon. I hope we're really working on it to launch it really soon. So that's also something you will see on our website that it's coming soon. So it's that's definitely something that we want to launch. And again, that's will be a subscription based, but also again there we want to use that to also strengthen our vision on helping others, so that there will be also incentives to everything we build with that to give that back to communities as well. But we'll have to wait a little bit for that. But we're already happy with the new stick range coming out a month ago. So
no, that's really good. Like I say, I think that's everything I've got written down to cover. The only additional question that I can think of is, do you have any plan for a junior range? So focusing on probably the younger end of the junior player spectrum that are going to be looking at lower carbon percentages?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So like we discussed in the beginning, we on purposely chose to start with a small range, just to also learn from customers and to see how the range feels, what they give back to us, but definitely want to extend also to juniors and less carbon content. So we've the Give a Stick, the wooden range is a youth range, but definitely what I see in the Netherlands, that a lot of youth players already want to play with carbon sticks. So definitely that will be something that will be next. Yeah. It's a firm decision from us to start small and then expand on that, to learn from our community.
Okay, all sounds really exciting. I look forward to seeing it coming. Do you want to go through your website and social medias so people know where to find you?
Yeah, definitely. So website is www.inside no, it's not a slash, it's a dash, right, in English.
Yeah.
So www.inside-hockey.com. Soon also having a .co.nz website coming up, so that we both service the New Zealand and Australian customers and the rest of the world. So on social media, we're really big on Instagram. So it's at Inside Hockey. Also on Twitter, but we're less prominent on that. Then we're also on Facebook, Inside Hockey. So keep following us for new original incentives and collaborations, because a lot of stuff going on at the moment. So keep watching and following us.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for that.